Hey everybody, I'm Evan, and today we're going to talk about the best, the worst, and the weirdest films I watched in March 2025. So, I want to warn you that of course there might be some mild spoilers in this discussion. I won't try to go too in-depth into the movie, just kind of give you maybe a little brief overview and see if maybe it's something you're interested in or something you should probably stay away from. So, in the month of March 2025, I watched a total of 15 different movies. A lot of them were kind of mid-grade, 2.5, 3.5 type stars, but, well, there definitely were some standouts. So, the best movie I watched for this month was a movie from 2023 called The King Tide.
You hear that?
This is a movie about a small fishing village where a baby washes up on the shore who seems to have some healing properties. Anyone who gets near her is healed of whatever wounds they are suffering. And then the movie kind of flashes forward a little bit, and this baby is now a young girl.
Isla isn't just a gifted child.
Sina.
Many thanks to you, Isla. She's much greater than that.
Many thanks to you, Isla.
She was delivered to us on this island on the eve of the King Tide.
You ready?
Many thanks to Isla.
And, well, she basically is helping heal the town. People have hangovers, they come and visit her, and that cures that. They have, an after-hours fight club, and after they're done with their fight club, they come and talk to her, and they're all healed up just fine. As that happens, they cut themselves off from, the rest of the world, because it's an island, and they kind of self-sustain. And as that goes on, they really start exhibiting some cult-like behavior, to the point where this is a person, but she's not always treated as a person. She's kind of treated as a tool to sustain this village. So as things potentially start threatening their village from outside and from inside, there are people in the village that will do anything they can to protect what they have.
We all agreed to this.
We have to do what's best for our family here.
Those mainlanders, they can't touch us here.
Didn't realize this village was still here.
We take great pride in that.
And how do you get to the mainland?
We don't.
I don't want to go into any spoilers here, but sometimes there's too much of a good thing, maybe, and what she can do beyond heal people is revealed. So it's a really interesting movie. I really enjoyed this. It's very slow paced. There are a lot of white dudes that look very similar with the same beards, so sometimes you get those characters confused. But it's beautifully shot, and I think it didn't really get much of a release. It was kind of just kind of shoved onto Tubi, and I think I watched it on Amazon Prime. But I highly recommend this movie. I really enjoyed it, especially if you're looking for a slow burn type of film that will kind of have you asking questions. Are they doing the right thing? Or are they not? But yeah, that is The King Tide. I highly recommend it.
Many thanks to Isla.
Many thanks to Isla.
Well, the worst movie I watched this month was Butcher Boys.
I heard about these guys that break all your bones.
Mikey, stop.
Run! Bring it on!
Hey, the phones.
What a hit! He was a dog.
So this was written by Kim Henkel, who was one of the original writers on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And he also wrote and directed the Next Generation movie, which I'm a huge apologist of. I don't care what anybody says or how bad anyone says that movie is. I really enjoy that movie. So this was originally supposed to be another one in that series, and for whatever reason, that never got made, probably because the Next Generation movie was so poorly received. So it's directed by someone else, and I don't know if they took his screenplay and just butchered it, because it is not good.
You do not want that shit inside your head.
You're butchers!
However, there's a skeleton of a decent movie here, like a decent Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie with bizarre characters, and they kind of take the setting out of like a rural area and put it into more of like not a suburban, but like a city type area, and I think that is a interesting idea to pursue for a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. But basically, teens run into cannibals. There's a lot of similar scenes to what you may have seen in a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie before, as far as, bizarre family members and dinner scenes, that sort of thing. And it just wasn't there. The acting was 99% terrible. The writing, not so good. There was some interesting, like special effects for like gore and whatnot, but overall, I'm glad I watched it because it's like an oddity that should have been better. But overall, I do not recommend Butcher Boys. And that came out in 2012, by the way, and I don't think really many people have seen it because it's kind of bad. Oh well.
I've told him till I'm blue in the face. You are what you eat.
Okay, so then the weirdest movie I watched this month is called Love Goddesses of Blood Island, or sometimes known as Six She's and a He.
You're mad.
How dare you?
This is a movie from 1963 that basically features a lot of scantily clad women with suspicious, unknown accents dancing around in bikinis and some really interesting early gore effects. So the story is, I think he was an astronaut, crash lands on an island, which is clearly... Well, it's Florida, and he's basically like their slave. They tie him up, they poke him with sticks, they make him work the field, which is basically just him with a sickle, like hacking away at some weeds. And I guess they're using him to mate. I don't know, because it's an all-woman island. It's one of those oddities that. I know this DVD collection that I have has a lot of like lost like regional type films on it, and this is one of them. So like basically it only ever aired at drive-ins, probably in and around Florida, and then they've kind of been recovered, and it's an interesting collection. But man, so this is objectively a bad movie. Subjectively, I really liked it. Just because it's so bizarre. There's like this pool with like this milky looking water in it that the girls constantly go in and out of, and it's got like this weird loose liner around the pool, and they may not always gracefully enter or exit that pool. But you know what? I had a good time with it. And there's one heck of a banger of a song called Love Goddesses of Love. And let's listen to that for a minute.
Love goddess, I'm enthralled by the charm of you. I'm lost in love's thrills that you fashion. Love goddess, when our hearts meet the way they do, I'm helpless and breathless with passion. I must have your love, though the danger's there. For when I'm in your arms, I no longer care. Love goddess, I'm strong, but you'll always be temptation I can't rise above. Oh, goddess of love.
Yeah, so that's Love Goddesses of Blood Island. Not related to any of the other Blood Island movies, but I had a good time with this. It's definitely not for anyone, and it's a weird oddity that I enjoy. All right, before we wrap up this episode, I want to give one honorable mention, and that was Noroi, The Curse, finally released on Blu-ray here in the United States for the first time ever, and it was the first time I had ever seen it. It was almost my best of the month, and if you like found footage movies, think like maybe marketed in Japan as sort of a Blair Witch thing where it may or may not have been real. Obviously, it's not real. It's a filmed movie, but they use like different like handheld cameras and like news sources to kind of construct this story that they completely made up about this curse demon Noroi thing. I think they made up words too for what these things are, but it was really, really well done and highly enjoyable. If you can find where to watch that, it might be on Shudder or some other streaming service. I'm not sure, but I enjoy my Blu-ray copy of that, and that is Noroi, The Curse. Highly recommended. Well, that wraps it up for this month. I hope you enjoyed this. This is kind of a pilot episode for this show, and if you liked it, let me know. And then also let me know in the comments what was your best, worst, and or weirdest film that you watched in March of 2025. All right, everybody. See you later.